Hi there, welcome to this review update of this Proxxon milling machine. Now this is the FF250BL. As you can see, it's a mini milling machine. And I did a review of this when I very first got the machine, and I'd used it a little bit but not a lot. And I thought, now I've done quite a lot of work on this over the last few months, it would be worth doing an updated review, because I have had a few thoughts about the mill that it'd be worth, and a few changes which I thought it'd be worth sharing with you. Now, as I said, I've been doing a lot of work on this, and on the whole I have been really pleased with it. It hasn't let me down, and I've been able to do everything that I wanted to do. And here's just a few clips, short clips of the type of machining that I've been doing. It's all fairly small parts related to model aircraft engines, but here's a few little clips. Now, in that first review I got a couple of comments where somebody said you wouldn't get any kind of accuracy with a mill this small, it's not rigid enough. Well, I totally refute that. I've got some really good machining. I've been really pleased with the results. I haven't had one instance where I haven't been pleased with the quality and accuracy of the machining that I've done. There was also a comment, somebody said that they jammed the bit a couple of times and burnt it out. Now, I think there's a really important point there. This is a micro mill or a mini mill. It's small. You can go on the internet and you can see people with huge mills taking 50 mil cuts, and that looks great. But this is a mini mill, and as long as you take small cuts and you listen, you get the RPM right, you listen to what the cut is doing to the machine, and you'll have no problems at all, in my experience. I always take lots of cuts. Yes, it takes longer than if we had a milling machine that was, the size of this room kind of thing. So what I would say is, if you're going to use a milling machine like this, a mini mill, you need to think about the size of the cuts and not try to push it, because, as I keep saying, it's a mini mill. Now, there's a couple of things that I've changed since I've had this. The one is the locking nut for the collet. I've changed that. The original one hadn't got a bearing in. This is a nut with a bearing in it, and it just makes it a lot smoother when you get the spanners on it and tighten it up. It's just, there was nothing wrong with the one that was supplied, but this is just a little bit smoother. The other thing that I've changed is I've got an optional extra that Proxxon do, and you've got this vertical micrometer or control anyway, which allows you to take precise up and down movements. Now, I'll just zoom in on this and I'll show you how it works. So essentially it just bolts on here with a single machine screw, and at the moment it's not connected, and if you want to go up and down you can use this lever, and this lever has got a depth stop on it, so you can go as far as you want and stop. This is okay if you're drilling, but what I would say if you're milling, and I have done this on one occasion where you're coming down slowly and the bit will bite, particularly on aluminium where it's nice and soft, and it will bite a little bit, which isn't good. So what I've done is I've put on this fine control here, and what we do is essentially we turn the lever to engage it, just there we go, and now we have a fine control that allows us to move that quite accurately, and we can zero here, so we can measure how many mil up or how many mil down we're going. It's a lot more accurate, and it doesn't allow the bit to be grabbed and pulled down by the work to dig in, which you can do if you're using this lever. So you just pull that out, and then we can use this lever if we want to. That is just the only real change. These are quite expensive, and it's a shame it doesn't come with the overall unit, which isn't cheap itself, but I think this is well worth the investment. So I just wanted to do this update because I do really like this machine. It's smooth, it's accurate, you've got a digital display on the speed, lovely soft start, and you know, nice controls. It's lovely and smooth, and I just really wanted to emphasize how pleased I am with the results I've got from this. But as I said before, you have to take into account it's a mini milling machine. You can't take those big cuts. I mean, the cuts I take are very, very thin slicing cuts or skimming cuts because it's a mini mill. Anyway, I hope you found this kind of update useful, and there'll be a link to the original review in the description below this video. Thanks very much for watching.